I remember reading a while back about zombie fires. Zombie fires occur when raging wildfires, like the ones we had last summer, don't go away. They simply smolder under the ground during the winter, and then, when the conditions are right, they rage up again. The COVID-19 global pandemic is a new kind of catastrophe. But in many ways, it's a lot like zombie fires.
Visibly, we see the cases rising again, but just under the surface, both Alaska's and Anchorage's unemployment rate shot up too, past 12%.
Alaska has the highest unemployment rate in the United States. In a survey conducted this year in March and April by the Anchorage Economic Development Corporation, they found that nearly 16% of businesses felt they might be forced to close, and a total of 1/4 of all businesses were not sure if they might even be able to hold on. Now it's July, and things haven't gotten any better. For over 20 years, I worked professionally in the areas of law and policy. But for a lot of that time on the side, I was also working as a photographer. I had a long-term dream of being a full-time photographer. Then in early of 2019, my wife and I decided it was time for me to take the leap. We purchased an existing tourism company that provides photo tours. It was my dream come true. I was a full-time photographer. I didn't have to worry about anything else. Until this year, when we all heard about COVID-19 and the pandemic. Now, like many small business owners, I'm worried about my own company's future. There are many things that need to be done to ensure that when this virus is finally behind us, there's an economy left, and an economy that can recover.
The first step towards that end is the Alaska Cares Grant Program, a federally funded, state-run, small business relief program that is a lifeline to Alaskans left reeling in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic.
$290 million was set aside to be available to keep stores open, keep employees on the payroll, and to keep our economy hanging on.
The governor put his plan forward, and the legislature passed it. But almost 2 months later, under $9 million of that total grant funding has been approved. About 9 out of 10 applicants are still shut out. The program has some deep flaws that lock out most businesses from eligibility.
This is unacceptable. My opponent is one of many legislators dragging their feet when immediate action is required. She doesn't want to take the necessary step of convening the legislature in order to fix the problems with this program. Why? Because she doesn't want to have a conversation about the PFD. There is no time to waste, and there are some real things that we can be doing right now. The legislature needs to approve changes to the program to allow more operators to participate, to expand eligibility so we can get more of the grant funds into the hands of small business owners. The program needs to be modified to allow businesses that have already taken advantage of federal aid to participate in the CARES grant program. Small businesses shouldn't be punished because they took swift action to take federal aid to save their businesses. Our nonprofits, chambers of commerce, and economic development groups should be able to take advantage of the AK CARES grant money even if they have already received prior federal aid. We need to empower the Department of Commerce, Community, and Economic Development the ability to make small changes to the program when the conditions necessitate it. We can't expect to fly every legislator back to Juneau every time you need to make a minor modification to the program that means the difference between a lifeline and shuttered storefronts. Our leaders are failing us, and we don't have time for that right now. There can't be any change in Juneau without a change in leadership. Because once we get the AK CARES grant program right, there's going to be more work to do. We're going to have to put out those fires and sow the seeds for new growth. I know the pain that Alaskans are feeling right now. I'm listening. I'm running for state senate. Help me get there, and I will show up to work every day for you. I'm Carl Johnson, and I approve this message because it's my message.
Paid for by Carl Johnson for Alaska. P.O. Box 11022, Anchorage, Alaska 99511.